So where are you from? Hey guys, I just met one of my subscribers. Are you? Yeah. So this is.
What's going on, guys? Yes, my name is Alex. I'm from New York.
Yeah.
I was watching Ralph's videos and decided to check the place out, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's even better than it's in the videos.
I have also spoken to some foreigners here who told me, not in front of the camera, that they have issues with their relatives back home, saying, oh, they're supporting what's going on with Ukraine. That's why should they stay in such a country? So in this video, we'll be telling you guys 5 things that can make you feel happy when living in Russia under sanctions. We all know it's now a year that Russia has been giving all these sanctions, but how do locals live? How do foreigners live? I will be very happy to share my opinion for the 1 year anniversary of the Ukrainian crisis by giving you tips on how we live happily in this country and how we try to make ends meet. And guys, please, if you do learn something from this video, please make sure to click the like button, share this video. We'll be doing a lot of lovely in this channel and also a monthly Q&A. So join the community. We speak in several languages, and yeah, let's just jump into the points. So number 1, if you're a foreigner living in Russia, I don't see the interest you have in talking about politics. Considering that now the biggest topic is about the Ukraine conflict, you can call it special military operations. If you're in Russia, if you're outside, you call it a war. Don't just jump into politics. Try to be neutral while living in Russia. Get your stuff done and try to respect message given from the local authorities. So I don't see the value in you living in someone's country and trying to teach that person how to live a life. I think what concerns Russia should be dealt by the Russian people. That is my opinion. What I think doesn't really matter, and I think it has to go for most of ordinary folks traveling around. I travel to many countries and I try to respect the local rules and laws, and I think if you are in Russia, in Moscow, in any big city, any small city, and you do respect the culture of those areas and the rules, I think you have a fantastic life. So please try to get away from politics if you're living in Russia, because this is a term that is very sensitive now for many Russians. Everybody's under some kind of tension. So I hope this one goes in as smooth as sugar in the bloodstream. Number 2, it might sound very simple, but try to join foreign communities. There are a lot of foreign communities here online and social medias. You do have Facebook group, you do have local contact, which is Russian Facebook also group. You try to join your local communities. There are a lot of Americans living here still. Massive amount have left, but there are many Europeans. I spoke to another Hungarian some days ago. I spoke to Finnish people living in Russia. I think just try to merge with your communities and try to help each other in order to build up some kind of self-confidence or kind of identity while living in Russia in this period. I can tell you guys something. You get a lot of people writing below in the comments that everything is easy. It could be trolls, it could be real people, but they will tell you that life is so cool. But I wouldn't tell you that things are very easy, but it also depends on the way you approach situations. The human brain was made in a way that could resist any type of shock. It all depends on how you react towards them. So during this period in which Russia has been sanctioned, no matter how tough it has been, it is important to merge or integrate yourself, only the Russians but also foreigners living in wherever cities you are. That helps a lot. I spoke to a guy from Austria who lives here for a long time, and he says he's just doing exactly that. He speaks with foreigners and talk about how to develop their circles. So that is also very helpful if you are living in Russia during this period of sanctions. Also, number 3, increase your physical activities. This might sound very mainstream, but honestly, the last time I spoke with a guy, an English guy working in Russia, he told me he's doing exactly that, and that has helped him to move on with this 11-12 months of sanctions. You might think that the sanction affects only Russian, but it affects everybody living in Russia, both the foreigners and non-foreigners. So increasing your physical activities, reading books, increasing your social connections, and just trying to live with the necessary opportunities you're given in front of you here in Russia will help you a lot. Everything has to do with your mindset. We think a lot, we have a lot of things to accomplish, but we are placed in a situation where we have to do too much from nothing. So please increase your physical activities. If you are coming to settle in Russia, I've been hearing a lot of you guys want to come and live in Russia, do have a business here, so you love certain aspects of the Russian system. It is important for you to engage yourself in some kind of physical activities that might help to reduce that stress, especially in bigger cities. Yeah, important to do that. And let's go straight to number 4. Learning new skills. In difficult periods like what we have now in Russia, it is an opportunity for us to learn new skills. As you know, due to the exodus of a lot of foreign brands out of the Russian market, that gives an opportunity for small ventures to create in Russia. I was speaking with an accountant the other day who said for those who have really good ideas, this is the best environment to be because the Russian government is supporting everyone that has such techniques. If you're a designer and you're a very good professional, Russia is actually the place to be because they lack such skills that will really help you go on with your life here. If you don't talk about politics, you go, which is my first point, and you're keeping yourself active, being a female, a yoga, or being a male, doing some physical activities, you're sticking with your community, which is the third point I gave here, that helps give you the vibes back at home and also keep you fresh and young. Then including your profession, which is my fourth point in terms of your craft that you know that can help you move forward as a person, because the market is here in Russia. If I could tell you that since the departure, the Zara's, the Massimo Dutti are not in the market, there have been an emerge of local clothing wares in Russia that are making massive sum of profit and building their portfolio. This is a period of those who are great professionals in what they do, and I will encourage anyone not only to come here and make do your business, but if you can be helpful to the local society, I mean, it will be a win-win situation. Yeah, so that's how the foreigners who live here obviously try to get themselves warm in terms of living with such a tent. I have also spoken to some foreigners here who told me, not in front of the camera, that they have issues with their relatives back home, saying, oh, they're supporting what's going on with Ukraine, that why should they stay in such a country, which gives them that obviously that pressure for them to go on with their day-to-day activities. But since this video is about 5 ways for you to live happily or settle in Russia under such circumstances, it sounds easy but tough to accomplish points on how to live in Russia. So this leads us to the number 5, which is very vital. Number 5, it's the last, but I think it's important. Traveling. Russia is a fantastic place to travel with it. During this period, I keep saying the Russian government because most organizations are funded by the government, supporting tourism. So if you have the means and you can travel around Russia, be it by car, this is a country with a massive history compared only to countries like China. You will love it. If you live in Moscow, you can go around what they call the Golden Rings. There's cities around Moscow which have a history as well. You will love it. If you live in cities, they do have museums, so also that helps to keep you active during this stressful period. So I think traveling is such a good choice for you if you are living in Russia presently and if you intend to come and live under sanctions. Russia has a lot to offer in terms of tourism. I did a video on asking Russians where are the best places you recommend for foreigners. I'll put the link below this video. You guys should listen to locals. Russia has places for different type of activities. If you want to go ice skating, you can go to the tallest mountain in Europe, which most of you don't know, Elbrus, at the Caucasian areas here. If you want to just have a kind of elite holidays, you can go to Sochi, Krasny Palyanka as well, skiing during the winters. Even in the summers, they do have snows there. Sochi is a good place for holidays. If you want to just go for, like, let me say, active sport, mountain climbing, still the Kafkas, very cheap, super cuisine, nice welcoming people in the Dagestan area. Russia is a massive country. You can hate the politics, it's your choice, but the country in general, the people are so welcoming. They have their flaws like any country. You move anywhere, you get people giving you the middle finger. It happens. In a bigger picture, you will get a lot of positive vibes in general. You can maximize your chances by exploring the country. Believe me, I just want to tell you, you never say never, but you will hardly be attacked because you're for you. When I was in St. Petersburg last year with a creator in St. Petersburg in the street at the peak of the Ukraine crisis, I have my blue jacket and a yellow, something like this, like a hoodie, and nobody cares about you. From the distance, it might look like a Ukrainian flag, but it doesn't really matter. In Russia, Russians are not that peanuts, I'll put it this way. I am not a politician. I guess most of you are not a politician. If you're coming into Russia and you ask, or you're out of Russia asking how do people survive here, but guys, if you do have some points which I didn't mention and you want to put them below, please make sure you do so. Feel free and drop your comments. If you're a foreigner living in Russia, how do you move on on with your activities here. Yeah, how do you cope with transferring money from one area to another, considering that our SWIFT is closed, considering that I think 80% of Russian banks are blocked for foreigners? So drop your comments below and I would love to read it and reply you. With that all said, glad to hear from you guys. Stick on to the channel. We do a lot of vlogging here, variable topics, and yeah, talk to you soon. Bye bye.